My name is Martha Phillips. I'm with the League of Women Voters of Mississippi, the Jackson area. The League is a nonprofit, nonpartisan organization. We provide voter education to voters to make informed choices. League never supports nor opposes a particular candidate or political party. Hinds County voters, we have a special election on November 2nd. Go vote between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Vote to elect a new sheriff, a county judge, and a District 5 constable. Today, we have a candidate for sheriff, Mr. Reginald Thompson. I'm so happy to have you with us today, Mr. Thompson.
Thank you, ma'am, for inviting me.
Absolutely. To prepare for the interview, I will give you a question and you will have a minute and a half to respond. The first question is, what is your experience and education that prepares you to be Hinds County Sheriff?
Okay, well, I graduated from Provine in 1980. From there, I went to the United States Army from 1980 to 1984. From 1984 to 2018, I was a member of the United States military, Mississippi National Guard, where I retired as a Master Sergeant. I also went to the Police Academy in Mississippi Law Enforcement in Pearl in 1985. That's when I joined the Logan Police Department. That's why I got my start with law enforcement as a full-time police and a volunteer fireman for the town of Bowdoin. From 1985 to 1992, I resigned from Bowdoin Police Department and went to the Hinds County Sheriff Department, where I was hired as a deputy from 1992 to 2013. My law enforcement experience is I worked in patrol, worked in warrants, worked in civil process, worked with A9, worked with juvenile. I worked in all the agencies in law enforcement. That's why my experience coming from being a law enforcement. My experience from coming in from being a leader is United States military. I attended schools on leadership. I had attended a basic NCO course when I became a buck sergeant in my military career. Before I became a staff sergeant, I had to go to another leadership school to obtain the rank of staff sergeant in leading troops as a platoon, a squad leader, as a enlisted person. From there on, I went to leadership school to be a platoon sergeant as a sergeant first class as a military police from E7 to E7. At that time, in the military, you accomplish different jobs. So then I moved over to logistics because the rank structure that was set up was for me to be an administrator. I had to change MOSs to be a logistics specialist. I choose the field of culinary arts, but I still was military police. I still are used in many different ways in the military. Not your job is you go somewhere, it's what the military needs you and what they want you to do. So that's my experience in law enforcement. That's my experience in leadership. I want to bring a military style leadership to the sheriff department. That's loyalty, honor, respect. Those are my style. You got to have loyalty with your employees and the citizens of Hinds County. You got to have respect. You also have to have respect with your employees, for your employees to respect you, respect the citizens of Hinds County, so they can gain the respect of the citizens of Hinds County. And responsibility. That's also, if I'm not responsible for my action and my loyalty and respect for the citizens of Hinds County, the employees will not do the same. You will lose trust in the citizens of Hinds County. That's what's most important, trust. And that's what I'm trying to bring back to the citizens of Hinds County, especially in the rural part, because they don't lose trust in the Hinds County Sheriff Department because of the lack of control. That's one of the main basics with the citizens and concern with the citizens in the rural part of Hinds County. Big concern is the detention center. We have to remember that's a detention center. There's certain things that you can't do. We have to tackle that together. Tackling the detention center is more than just the sheriff. The sheriff is responsible for the detention center and responsible for the employees and the people that are incarcerated in the detention center. That's his responsibility.
That brings me into my next question for you. So you were going there, so I'll ask you the question. The Hinds County Detention Center is under the U.S. Department of Justice consent decree, demanding improvements at the detention center. How will you address that consent decree?
The consent decree, it's a lot of things that the federal court decided that Hinds County and most jails besides Hinds County are basics, basic necessity. That's what we need to bring back. First of all, if you know, when that jail was built, it never should have been accepted. Since they built it, they paid for it, it had to be accepted. The sheriff at that time inherited a bad jail. The jail was broke. If you've been around a long time, that jail was built on top of a garbage dump, the old county garbage. You ever go there, you see it set lower than the county farm. We need a new jail for two reasons: protect the employees and protect the people that are incarcerated. That will be my main focus. Asking the board of supervisors, because the jail do belong to them. Quit trying to fix it and let's build a new jail. Right now, the jail downtown is not used at 100%. Let's tear that building down, or build a new one, or build a new spot downtown. That right there will save taxpayer money. It won't on the front, but it will in the long run. Because the jail in Raymond, when people have court, you have to have people to take them. That person is transporting 4 or 5 people to court, no matter what. That person's life is in danger. You have to have vehicles. You have to have security. Safety, that's the main purpose. Safety of the employees that's transporting the inmates, and the safety of the inmates to make sure they get there. That's why we said build a new jail and put it back downtown. It saves you more money. Second part, getting with the judges. Everyone had to be on the same sheet of music. Can't blame anybody. It's the way the system got crowded. We need more judges. We need more prosecutors. We need more defense lawyers. That way, it can speed up and give the person that's being detained, waiting on trial, his speedy trial, like it's written in the law. Some guys have been sitting down there 5 years and haven't been indicted, hadn't been to trial because of the backup. We need to get together and see how can we cut that down. Get them prosecuted. When I served warrants, guys that were being indicted was glad to see me because they was getting their indictment papers. Most of them, when they go plead 3 years, they've been sitting down there 3 years, their time is up. So that's what we need to work on. I'm not blaming anybody. It's everything. So after that, most guys get indicted, get sentenced, Department of Corrections sent to the state. They got to take them. You send them there when they are ready to receive them. They might sit in jail 3, 4, 6 more months before the Department of Corrections because of their rules and regulations and what they have to follow, and they're overcrowded. That's another bottleneck back up. We have to work with the state. See, once they get prosecuted, they get their sentence, can we get how quick can we get them out of the jail? That moves crowded. Also, to reduce the crowd and to fix some of the stuff with the Department of Justice. We have to do it by the law. So I only can do what the law allows me. Get the legal team that's attached to the sheriff department to see non-violent offenders, house arrest, report to a probation officer with the county sheriff department. See, can we get them where if they fine, keep them from putting them in jail. Come to jail, work. Used to have people that come and work their fines. See, can we get that redid? That way, that person is still being a productive person. They're not sitting in jail. They're paying back the dues and the stuff that they've been sentenced to. They're paying their fines off. You have people that have fines that can't pay their fine off because of that. But if they come and they do the work study and work groups, I even say, if you go to this class, that class will be sentenced to help you pay your fine. They're not in the Raymond Detention Center. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to reduce the population of the Raymond Detention Center. but only the ones that are violent criminal and cannot be put back in society right at.
Okay. The third question, how do you plan on recruiting, training, and retaining more officers in Hinds County?
Recruiting and retaining. Right now, uh, you don't have that many people standing in line that wants to be police. So recruiting is hard. So the reason that's hard and the reason that we can make it easier, sign-on bonus, recruiting bonuses. You have to give people a incentive to want to be a police. A lot of people that want to be a police are law, ex-military, retired. Get a younger generation, one that can actually get out there and beat the streets and grew up. So you got to offer them something. And also the police had to set up standards to make young people want to be a police. I didn't just wake up overnight want to be a police. It was one of my choices, but I didn't wake up overnight. I watched police. I have family friends with my mother, aunties, fathers, uncles that were police. They did a lot of stuff that drove me interest in the police. So that what made me want to be a police. Recruiting as a police at that time it wasn't hard. Nowadays, you have all kind of items that's in the way to make people say, I don't want to be a police because police can't do this, the police do this, and the police do that. Money. We have to pay the police. I looked online last night, small county. They're begging for police. They're showing some of the things that I want to do. They increased their salary. They paying $38,000 for small counties, way smaller than Hinds County, for people no experience. Competition. If one county paying more money, once you get that person, and if he's making less money in Hinds County and he go to another county smaller, less responsibility, that's where that person gonna be. We have to raise salaries. That's the problem you're having now. Hinds County sheriff deputies make more than JPD police. So once that person at JPD does the time that he signs saying, okay, I'm gonna stay here this long to pay for you to see me to the academy, he's gonna either come to Hinds County, he's gonna go to Madison, he's gonna end in Byron because they pay more. We have to do that. Another thing, free insurance. When I started Hinds County Sheriff Department, all officers and employees from Hinds County and the whole Hinds County, not just the Sheriff Department, had free insurance. Insurance is real high. We can't get the money that's least off of free insurance. Then another thing for recruiting, 90% of the women, 90% of the correctional officers are women. Let's see, can we get a daycare for officers? Because most of the majority of them are gonna have, family is a big responsibility, and I don't know how you can say it, but family is first. Most people, majority of people gonna take care of their family, then their job. So my thing is God, family, job. And to do that is to work harder to show that the employees of Hinds County, that's what I want for them to make life easier, make it easier for them to take care of their family. That's how
Okay,
you can recruit and have it.
okay. Next question, and we have one more after this. What are your strategies for crime prevention to make Hinds County safer?
Okay, my strategy prevention is real simple. First of all, got to work around Hinds County Sheriff. We need to fix some problems. My campaign strategy is people in the rural part of Hinds County are crying because they feel like they are not protected by the Hinds County Sheriff. The Hinds County Sheriff Department Patrol Division responsibility is for the people in the rural part of Hinds County. Bolton, Elwood, Utica, Terry, Vernon, Clinton, Byron, the rural part, the ones that does not have any law enforcement protection. That's what we have to put back into the county, that part right there. Sheriff Department also wants to go in and work with other agencies, Jackson, Lynn, Byron, Raymond, and those because they have their own law enforcement agents. They can function. It's not deserting anyone. It's to be able to come in and work together, special operations, make people in each one of those towns that have law enforcement feel that Hinds County Sheriff Department is backing their police department 100%. Special operation units, special drug units. You can take those units, take the drug unit from Hinds County Sheriff Department and JPD and combine them together. And all the other surrounding agencies, they'll fall under one agency, but they'll all be Hinds County, Jackson, and LSU, and then Brown. They just work together, work hand in hand. Take your warrant division. Hinds County has a warrant division. JPD has a warrant division. Combine them together. Serve warrants, misdemeanor and felony warrants together. That deter crime, because you see those people working together. Those are the ones that actually come in Jackson, because this is where their major warrants and crimes are. Increase debt in high crime areas. You have your civil process units. You have all kinds of units. You have special units. Those are the people that I would be able to put in the city of Jackson, work hand in hand with the city of Jackson OH to reduce crime in high crime areas. Back in the old days, we would have operations with Sheriff Tyrone Lewis. We did neighborhood communities. If you can remember, Sheriff Tyrone Lewis had his little thing, Operation Bunny Hawk. We would stay in the city of Jackson, work hand in hand with the city of Jackson, patrol high crime areas. That cut crime down a whole lot that month from each part of the city. Only difference was when they were set up in that part, criminals would move to another. But that's why you call it Operation Bunny Hop. You hop from one part of the city to the other. People want to see that. When we was in our neighborhoods, you had more people that were saying, I'm glad y'all here. That's what I want. I want them to say, we glad y'all came and show that you do have some kind of feelings for our community, our neighborhood. Because no matter what neighborhood you live in, if you make everybody feel safe, that is the goal of mine, the Hinds County Sheriff. If you feel like, you're safe, no matter where you live at, safe to come outside and sit on your porch, safe to walk. I grew up in Jackson. My mama stays in Jackson. Nice little safe community, one street. I want everybody in Jackson to feel up. And then the other one, we used to have a thing where we would come out. We don't have state inmates anymore. We can't do that. We would come out and help people clean up their neighborhoods. We would volunteer community habitat housing on our off days. It was a incentive. Go help people build their house, show them, yeah, we're responsible. Let's do that. We can also do that with the employees. All condemned houses and buildings around Hinds County. Let's build them. Let's fix them. I tear them down. The person that lives there, let them help build it. You got your JPD, you got your sheriff department, whatever town that you're building a habitat house, you get that. People in the community are saying you show a responsibility. You care about us, don't you? Out here helping clean our neighborhood. I'll go back to that.
Okay. The final question. Law enforcement in Hinds County consists of the sheriff's office plus police departments of 6 municipalities. How do you see all these agencies working together to become more effective?
Okay. That's an easy task. They're already doing that. I want to improve it a little bit more better because as a candidate for Hinds County Sheriff Department, I'm also assistant chief of the town road. We rely on Hinds County 99.9%. They dispatch us to all our calls, bag us up to all our calls. That's what we need to do. We need to enforce that. That's why we say with the county patrol, that's what they are used for, to help the small town. The Sheriff Department is our lifeline. Bolton, LSU, Terry Raymond. The Sheriff Department, they are #1 lifeline. We depend on them. We depend on them. And with the city of Jackson, have their own lifeline. dispatchers, investigators, criminal agents, drug enforcement officers. Sheriff Department has to be hand in hand with Jackson. It's the only way I can see it. It's the only way it's being done. And communication with the sheriff department in small towns fell off, but it looked like it's beginning to start to get back stronger, and that's what I want it to be, a relationship, a strong relationship. That's why I plan on working with other agents, a strong relationship. Not saying I'm the sheriff, I'm in Jackson, I ain't nothing because I'm the sheriff. No, I'm the sheriff. I come to Jackson, I work with you. I'm here to help you. Same with Bolton, same with Edwards, same with you. We rely on the sheriff department. That's what I want to keep. Strong relationship.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Thompson. I want to remind voters in Hinds County to vote on November 2nd for your candidate for the open offices. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.